Hey everyone, this is Raina Carrillo with Purpose and Passion. And you know I'm about educating, empowering, inspiring, and teaching awareness. And today I have the lovely Alicia Melchor. Okay. I was just telling her today that sounds like Spanish and French put together. And she is a body confidence coach. What inspired me to reach out to her and have her on my show is because I battle with my self-confidence when it comes to the exterior. And so I'm excited to be able to ask questions, pick her brain, and to educate us and bring us where we need to be at a place where we can love ourselves for who we are without getting plastic surgery. So thank you so much, Alicia, for just being here and presenting your beautiful energy at Purpose and Passion and Lux Media Studio.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I am so excited to be here and just share and answer any questions that you have.
See, that's awesome. I love watching your videos. Like sometimes I tell to myself, "Oh my God, I wish I lived next door to you," because you would be like my sister, like sister. Because I need somebody like you to motivate me. Sometimes, like my husband says, you can go to the gym, but I don't have the inspiration to do it.
You know, it sometimes. Going to the gym, I feel sometimes we feel intimidated by it sometimes, right? Yeah. I get a lot of women that say they feel like, well, I can't go to the gym. It's not that we can't, but we feel intimidated by it because we don't always know what to do. And that's where you say the support comes in. Yeah. You don't always know. I used to do that. I used to go to the gym and not know what I was doing.
Yeah. Especially if you get the orientation and you're like, oh, show me around. They're not showing you how to use it. They're just showing you what it's for.
Yes. This room is for this space is for that. Yeah, I totally understand that. I get that. I'm still not a big gym goer. I do go every now and then, but I know the feeling.
Well, take our viewers down memory lane. Where are your parents from and where were you born and raised?
Okay, my parents are from Mexico. They are from the state of Jalisco. Beautiful. They are both born in little towns that you probably can't even find on the map. Where my mom is from, actually, they still don't have paved streets. It's still very rocky. Wow. It's very, very small. Yes. My dad is from Jalisco as well, but he spent most of his life in León, Guanajuato. It's a bigger city where people know about
where
that.
That's at.
It's very beautiful. Yes, and so he moved there when he was 5. So he spent the rest, he grew up there. So that's where he claims, I guess you could say, where he's from. Yes. And so they both immigrated to the U.S. as teens. They met here in the U.S. It was one of those like, hey, I'm bringing my friend sort of a thing like that. And then they met like that. And then I'm the oldest, firstborn. And I was raised in L.A., born and raised in L.A. my whole life. I am originally from Culver City.
Okay.
Yes, Culver City. My dad did move us to the Valley. So I did move to the Valley. I lived there for about 20 years. That's where I spent junior high school.
Yes.
And then when I got accepted to UCLA,
wow, congratulations.
Thank you. I was a mommy and I was married, and my husband and I decided to move back to the west side because the commute was, I lived in Sylmar in the Valley. It was a 2-hour commute both ways. It was too much. So we moved to West LA.
Wow. Yes. Well, I'm excited that you're an Inglewood resident. You know, everybody already knows I'm running for mayor of Inglewood. Yes. So just connecting with you through Nori Gomez women's event.
Yes.
And it's so funny because I had no idea. Nori was like, hey, you have an Inglewood resident there. And I'm like, oh, wow. And you were, you're still full of life. But at the time, I'm talking about past tense, like at that time, I was like, wow, she's so full of life. Like, I'm a person that read energy, and not like the abracadabra, but more of a woman with the gift of discernment, God has given me a gift at the age of 5 or 6, and now I'm in tune to that gift of discernment. And so I see nothing but like positivity, glow, inspiring, and I was like, I got to get this lady on my show because I know she can share her story and also enlighten me, because like I remember when I had my first kids, my twins, I snapped back a year later. I mean, I went back, I mean, skinny, like skinny as what I say before kids. And then it was mentally hard for me because, you go through the C-section. I had twins. The body is like, whoa, it's not like a one baby,
Yes.
And then I snapped back, cool, fine, happy. And then I had Gigi, and Gigi was my single birth. And the pregnancy was like, I became thick, but I wasn't fluffy. I call myself fluffy now because I don't like to say the word fat.
I don't like the word.
I don't like the word fat. I was like, fluffy's cute. I'm cute. And so after my last twins, it has been a journey. And, and sometimes like when I think about, I can never do tummy tuck because I'm scared. But I was like, oh, well, maybe I can do lipo. But my husband was like, before you do plastic surgery, why don't you try to lose the weight and try to see, how your body looks? And then after that, if that's what you want to do, then go ahead. And I battle with it because I know I'm not gonna get a tummy tuck because I'm just scared of it, so that's just not an exception. But the lipo, I think I could probably work with that, And so I just battle with that because I look back at a picture of myself and before kids, and I'm just like, where did that Raina go? I still feel like the Raina inside, but the exterior is where I have the issue. Sorry, you can. I'm just over here digging in my eyeball.
Yeah, I know exactly how you feel. So I was always like you. Like when I was younger,
yes,
I had no weight issues. And, my parents were working hard. They migrated to this country, so they were always working a lot. I always say it was my grandmother who raised me. And they did the best that they could, but nutrition and fitness was not one of their priorities.
Yes.
Feeding and housing and all of that.
My family.
That was their priority. And so, but I was always very naturally skinny. I never weighed more than 100 pounds. But then once adulthood hit, and
the metabolism.
Well, yeah, exactly. And it went further than just what I looked like, because we think that we feel the way that we feel because of what we look like.
Yes.
But there are so many internal things that we don't.
Health issues. Yes.
Health issues, mental health, trauma.
Yes.
Sometimes some of us have trauma so deep that our bodies, to protect us, block it out, but subconsciously it's still affecting us. And so I think that a lot of us turn to like, once I lose the weight, it's like we're waiting for our lives to start. Once I lose the weight, once I look like this is going to happen. And then we're looking at all these Instagram highlights, about women that look amazing.
Yeah.
And I wish I could look like her. But to be honest, like nobody knows what goes on behind the scenes. What's going on behind closed doors? What is that person really going through internally?
Yes.
And that's where I try to share what it's really like. It's a struggle. And then also we're always trying so hard to fit these beauty standard mold. And like, whose beauty standards are these?
Yeah,
Whose? Why?
the world's beauty standard. Because
Right?
sometimes like I have nothing against people that have tummy tucks.
No.
But my issue with the ladies that have tummy tucks that are like these fitness girls, they make you feel like I feel for me personally, and it's just personal thought. It's like, okay, you went and got a tummy tuck, you got lipo, you pulled it all out of you, and now you're this skinny girl. So now you're this trainer, you're not owning up to your lipo and your extra stuff that's happened. And now it's like, I'm looking at an authentic woman that gained weight, lost weight, and that's it. And then when you find out they went through surgery, it's kind of like, it's not empowering no more for me personally, because I'm just like, wait a minute, you're putting a facade for me. I'm here, like, I just want to lose weight, but I don't want to go through this. And they always say, oh, I lost weight because of this and this, but they never share the truth.
Yes.
And it's like, just be very transparent, because if you're a person, that gained weight and you did the plastic surgery, then I'm able to say, okay, well, I can work with you or not,
Yes, exactly.
And if you're a person, like for me, I'm looking for somebody that is very authentic. I don't care if you got it, but I would like for you to let me know that you did. So then I'm like, okay, well, my journey might be a little harder than hers.
Yes.
You know, versus me like, oh, I'm going to be just like her. And then find out she had plastic surgery. And it's like, I'm not anti-plastic surgery, but right now I'm trying to do it the natural way. And now I'm looking like I'm not empowered no more, you know? So that's what I kind of feel like that is tricky. Or when you see mothers, you know, that have kids and they snap back. And it's like, oh, it's my first kid. And then I cannot say, oh my God, I wish I can look like that when that's her first child.
Exactly.
And me, I may have 3 pregnancy, but like I have my 5th, 5 kids. And I'm like, oh gosh. So I can't compare myself to other women. And this is what like I love that I'm able to share with you. So then you can tell us women, and I'm putting myself in there because I feel that way. Sometimes when you look at social media, you're like, wow, she just birthed twins and look at her. You know, and then I reflect back and I'm like, well, these are her first babies. And I remember me snapping back,
exactly,
you know, and I'm just like, oh, I want to look like how I used to look. But it's not impossible. But it's just like you said, the mindset and not comparing yourself to other people and the body confidence. Just embracing who you are through the journey.
Appreciating your body. Your body gave you your 5 amazing kids. And it's still healthy. It still got you. Like, appreciating that part, yes. Because I know exactly what you mean. After my first one, like, I dropped 30 pounds like nothing. Yay. But guess what? I dropped 30 pounds and I was like, yay. But it turns out that I had a health complication.
Oh.
What if other people are not sharing that? It turns out that I have Graves' disease. And so I didn't know, obviously.
Educate me about that because I've never heard of it.
It's like a thyroid condition. It's usually we hear about hyper and hypothyroidism.
Which gaining the weight of it, right?
Hypo is gaining the weight. Hyperthyroidism is when you lose weight. And that's kind of like what I had. That's what Graves' disease is. And it causes all kinds of things. Like one of my eyes for a while looked crazy big. I look like a crazy person. And it causes brittle nails, your hair, losing your hair. So I had all those things. Like, sure, I was getting compliments like, oh, you lost weight. But hey, do you not see what's happening? This is, thankfully it's under control now. I only had to take medication like for a year and it's been under control. I get checked every 6 months. And it's been what? Catalina is now 14 years old. So it's been 14 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't always know what's going on behind the scenes. And then with my second baby right there, she's sitting right there.
And she's in the building with us. I wish we had a little space to put her right here.
Oh, and Cari can talk. She loves to talk and she loves the camera.
I love children and how they speak their mind because they're very honest.
She is. And so, with her, I was older and life was different. So the weight was a little harder to get off with my second. And it made me sad because I was looking, like you said, now we have, social media, and I was just looking like, why can't I do it? And I was miserable. And when you don't feel good about yourself, it affects all parts of your life, your relationships with your partner, with your family, friends, your mindset, period. And I'm a firm believer in you attract what you think about the most. Yes. So let's just say things were not the greatest for me back then. I think UCLA was probably the best thing I had going on besides my babies going on at the time. And I really, really worked so hard to manifest just that for me. But the other parts of my life were like crumbling around me and nothing was falling in place besides that. And I used to think to myself, I'm so ungrateful. I have my daughters and I have I went to my dreams university, I got in and everything, but it wasn't about being ungrateful. I had trauma inside me that I hadn't dealt with.
Yes. So when reflecting back, like, when you graduated from high school, what was your dream job? What was your dream job? Because that's how it's going to go into, how did you become a confident fitness coach, being an entrepreneur? And not working that 9 to 5, you know what I mean?
Yes.
At a building, So what was your dream goal and job when you were in senior year?
So I when I reflect back to that time in my life, I didn't really have direction. Again, my parents did the best that they could. And it was expected of me to work with my dad. My dad's an entrepreneur. Okay. He's a contractor. Yes. And so he was already working and essentially living our version of the American dream, providing for his family and all of that, And so it was expected of me as the oldest to go to high school and then work with my dad. I was not encouraged to go to college. Yeah. Because in our, I'm Latino and a lot of the times the oldest needs to help.
Yes, of course, of course.
And so
the leadership. The oldest is always like the. I'm telling you, somebody said, how many people in this room are the firstborn? And I stood up, other people stood up, and it was a few, and they were like, you guys are the leaders.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And I'm just like, leaders. And then he was explaining why, and I'm just blown away because, like you said, like you're the firstborn, they expect the first child to take over the family business, or
Yeah, and even though being a girl, usually in Mexican families, girls are treated, not me, not my dad. My dad was like, no, I don't need you to worry about washing dishes or cooking or any of that. He's like, I need you to be a businesswoman. And so I did. I worked with my dad. I had at first aspirations to be a teacher.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to be a teacher. I used to help my parents a lot, especially because of the language barrier. My dad worked, and my mom never really caught up with speaking English.
Yes.
And so I would help them a lot with my younger brother. So I'm a lot older than my siblings. Like, I helped raise them. I'm 8 years older than my sister, 13 years older than my first brother, and 16 years older than my youngest brother.
That's like me. I was 15 when my mom gave birth to my first.
Exactly.
My
so
sister.
you know exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
You were caring for kids
like
too.
I didn't want kids when I was a teenager. People were getting pregnant young, and I was like, I just want to party. I don't want kids because I take care of my sisters and brothers.
I think that contributed to me having a kid late for Latinos.
Yes,
I was almost 30.
Like, wait a minute, you're.
Yes.
I remember my grandma asked my aunt in Spanish, "Is Raina gay?" And I'm like, no, I'm not gay. I don't want kids. I've been watching my brother and sister for so long that it traumatized me.
Yes. That's why I only have 2. Done. But yeah, so I worked with my dad for a while, and then I did try teaching because I was like, you started this out. That's what I went to UCLA for. I have a master's degree in social justice education, and I loved it. But I think my life just was changing so much.
Yes.
And I wasn't, again, not feeling good. Like, what is it that I really need? And I had a back injury, and I had surgery for it. And I remember this is my favorite story to tell. I talk about it all the time on my social media. I was literally sitting in my dining room by myself, going through a divorce, healing by myself, like at home alone, just feeling at my rock bottom and thinking, all right, you're not happy. What can you change right now? What can be in your control?
Yes.
And my surgeon said to me, you have to change your lifestyle. Like, you need to improve your physical health and your nutrition, everything, because this surgery is not forever. You could end up back here at my table again. And I was like, hell no, this hurts.
Yes.
And so I just did. I went on Instagram, and I was like, let me see, feeling low, let me see. And I found my very first coach, and she looked happy and glowing. I was like, I want to look like that. Right?
Yes,
I want to look like that. And luckily, she was a nice person, very nice. And she got me started in it. And
so what's her name?
Oh, her name is Michelle Beauchamp. She lives in Canada.
Wow.
Yes. It's all online. Yes. And it was all online. And that's what I do because we're busy moms, and the gym is not always an option. And a lot of us think that we need the gym. You have to sweat it out. You have to, do this to feel good, and you don't. A good 30-minute even body workout at home is good if you know what you're doing and you have support and guidance.
Yes.
And that's what she did for me. And besides that, I was also doing a lot of healing from within, talk therapy, holistic healing. I had a spiritual coach, and I had a therapist, and it just, the way I felt, even within just 6 months of me consistently doing these things for myself, how much it changed me from my mindset, because I was miserable. I was not a very pleasant person to be around for a very big chunk of my life. I'll be the first one to admit, I was not pleasant to be around. And the way it changed me, and changed my idea of what I want to do. And I was like, I need to share this with other women.
You're a testimony.
I was like, this has to happen for more women. I know I can do this. And that's how I got started.
I love your story because you know what? You mentioned divorce. Divorce is hard mentally.
Yes.
And then it becomes spiritually, because then you become kind of broken. And then after the spiritually, then it becomes physical.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And the reason why I say that is because even though I'm not going through a divorce, but running for office is not easy when you're going through different things in the process, right? And so I can't really shop anymore. I have 5 kids, but what I do is I comfort myself with food. right? And then I'm stressing so hard that last year I was fine. But this year they're telling me I have gallstones in my gallbladder. And I didn't know this. I just knew my stomach swelled up and I knew something was wrong and I felt these pressure points, but I didn't have pain. And then they said, you have a cyst on your liver and you need to, come in for an appointment. I have not made the appointment yet, but I have to. I have to. Yes. I've been procrastinating, right? But it brought me to the reality of, when you go through hard things in your life, it can affect you mentally, spiritually, and physically. Yes. And so that's why I'm reaching out to you personally. Also, I'm all about women empowerment. You're here because I want to show the gift that I saw that first day at that woman event, and I believe that you have a story. And today I heard your story and it's truly inspiring. So now I'm able to say, okay, well, I'm going to need Miss Alicia in my life, in my journey as I run for office, trying to hold down the household of 5 kids, including my husband, right? And then the long stretch that I'm doing back and forth, Yes. It's a lot of going on. And I said, okay, I want to live long to see my great-grandchildren. Like, I want to be that great-grandma on the dance floor, like, hey, like, who great-grandma is that? I'm like, come here, boy, let's go dance,
This does sound like baby. Your great-grandmother.
Yeah, see?
Her great-grandmother's still alive.
Yeah, see, that's a blessing.
She's a party girl.
That's right, party girl. And so for me, that's how I want to be. I want to be remembered as the party girl and, and just bring life into people's, life. And so now I understand why the Body Confidence Coach came about, because number one, you said you wanted to be a teacher. Your father was an entrepreneur, so you already had the entrepreneur mindset through the family.
Yes.
So teacher and entrepreneur is the body confidence coach.
Yes.
Because a coach is a teacher.
Yes.
And you're an entrepreneur, you know what I mean? So I'm really excited about it. I know God is going to give me the seat in November 8th. I'm going to win the election.
Yes, I know you
and
are.
I can't wait to have a huge woman and health and fitness event where you're on stage and you're speaking your story and you're inspiring them, and then you're going to hit us into exercising, teaching us education, inspiring us, because, the woman is the backbone of the family.
Yes.
And we need to take care of ourselves.
Yes.
And women need to learn how to take care of themselves because they are the backbone of the family. Oh my gosh.
He's my ex-husband, but we've worked things out. We just haven't made it official again yet. But he's my husband, and whatever it is. He said to me once, "You're the mom." He's like, we all turn to you to see what direction we're going in because we trust you.
Yes. Oh.
You're right. The man is the man traditionally, however, but us as the women, we
is the
set the tone for the family.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
And then so now that, you obviously you haven't divorced yet, so you're still married. So now are you still living in the same home?
Yes.
That, you know what? Okay.
Okay, we're not.
But that's nothing wrong with that because no. I'm not tripping, but it's just like for me, it's a beautiful thing because even though there's the divorce talking, you guys are still in the same home.
Well, no, we separated.
Oh, separate. Okay, yes. I thought you guys lived together.
No.
Okay, because I was saying because that's
we were separated for 3 years.
Let
me clarify. We were separated for 3 years. We did go through with the divorce. We did.
Okay.
So we're not married on paper, but that's just a paper to us.
Yes,
We've talked since. We're in a completely different place now, and to each other, we're always going to be each other's husband and wife.
Yes,
always,
of
no
course.
matter what. It doesn't matter if it's on paper or not. Like, obviously, we had it on paper. It didn't mean anything, and that paper doesn't mean that things are going to be great.
So are you in a new relationship?
With him, yes. It's a different relationship.
Oh my gosh. So the same man.
The same man, totally different.
See, you know what? Let me tell you. Okay. So,
Same man.
So you guys are in,
relationship.
Okay. Same man, different relationship. But you guys don't live together.
Yes, we do now.
Okay.
Now.
All right. Okay. Now.
It's been 2 years. We moved together during the pandemic.
And I bet you any money the relationship is stronger than ever.
Yes.
Oh my God, that is so inspiring. He's still your husband.
Yes, he's still my husband.
I'm like, he's still your husband.
He is.
I'm like, that isn't. Oh my God, that's a whole nother story. You know what I mean?
That is.
But it's beautiful though that. Because you know sometimes they say like when you love somebody, you let them go if they come back as meant to be. Yes. You know what I mean? And so in this metaphor, you guys have children, you know, and God loves marriages, you know, regardless. And so it's just beautiful just to see you guys back together, period.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm just like...
And it took that internal work on each other. So I guess
that separation time.
We needed that time apart. We got married so young.
Yeah.
I was 22 and he was 21. And so like, you know, that was really young to get married. I think so. We needed that time apart to grow. I needed to just concentrate on me, be a mother, and that's it.
Yes.
And circumstances from the pandemic brought us together, but it's like you said, and what we talk about with our therapist, because we have our own therapist to fix things.
Yes.
Same man, different relationship.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah,
you have no idea because sometimes, like, you know, a lot of people. You know, they throw in the towel.
Yeah.
And then that's it. You know what I mean?
They never look back.
They never look back. And then, and I'm speaking because I've seen people that I've known, and then they don't look back. And then you look at their life currently, and either the husband is just dating like he's a teenager and he's a grown man. And then the other lady is in her 40s acting like a 20-year-old. You know what I mean?
Or settling for another not so great relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
And or it wasn't as good as the first one or whatever, you know? And it's like, you know, sometimes it's, you know, it's okay to separate or to divorce if it's like abusive and, you know, or somebody's cheating.
Yes.
I understand that. But like if it's like, you know, people separate because they've grown apart and, you know, and then they go their separate ways and they come back. I think to me in that kind of sense, it's beautiful to me. You know, because my parents, you know, they were married young. My mom had me at, I think, 19. My dad was 20. And, you know, my dad was a player, you know, and they separated and they got back together. Their marriage isn't perfect, you know, but nobody's marriage is perfect. But I'm going to tell you, they still holding on. They together, boy. You know, they're in their 60s and it's just hilarious. Just, you know, me, they're in their 60s. I'm in my 40s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're so young and spirited. And I love being around my parents, you know, especially my pops too, because like my mom is like the homebody. She likes to just be in her bed or the living room and chilling, you know? But I enjoy when she does cook because she cooks the best. But my dad is more of the outside person. So my mom's the inside, my dad's the outside. So he's over there, you know, fixing up the swimming pool for my children, his grandkids, and playing with them. And they're trying to, you know, throw the water guns on him. And he gets that big old water thing or whatever, the water hose, and just sprays them. And, you know, that's like the joyful thing of just, I'm happy that my parents are together because my children get a chance to experience their grandparents together.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And so that's how I look at it. Maybe that's my selfishness, but I am very happy to see my children to be with their grandparents, you know, together.
Yes.
And so what would be your purpose and what would be your passion?
My purpose, I feel, is really what you said, is to teach and to help. That is honestly my purpose. To help, to teach. I like I said, I've been raising kids since I was young myself, and I've always had that mother in me. Mm-hmm. So, and I like to teach. I taught kindergarten and first grade when I was a teacher, and I loved it.
Yes.
A lot of people go, "Ooh, the little ones." I loved it. Yeah. You know, I loved helping them grow and learn.
Yes.
So I would say that's my purpose and my passion. In the moment, my passion is to empower women, to help women love themselves where they're at and appreciate themselves where they're at, and to just get out of that negative cycle so they can move on to do great things. We need women to do more women, especially women of color, to get out and use their abilities to the max.
Yes.
Because I feel, especially women of color, we're very limited and censored by just societal norms and even our culture sometimes keep us in that place. So I feel like we have so much potential, so much to give. And it starts with taking care of yourself, literally, as cheesy as it sounds, from the inside out.
Yeah, no, it's the truth. It's the truth.
Everything from your health to your mental health will exuberate out.
Yes. So can you share with the viewers how, when you met your mentor that taught you how to become a body confident coach? Can you share a few things of like, how did you start? How was your normal average day? And how can people reach out to you so that they can duplicate what you're doing?
Okay, yeah. So I started off, like I said, I was recovering from surgery. So very simple. And this is what I tell everybody. A lot of the times we want to make a change and I'm done with this and I'm going to make changes, and we jump in. I think this was what used to fail me in the past, is that you want to change too many things at once. You get overwhelmed, and that's when you tell yourself, I can't do this. I'm not good at this. And you throw in the towel. It starts with slow and easy changes, meeting yourself where you're at and increasing little by little. So like I said, I was recovering from back surgery. All I could do was go for walks when I met her. That's all I could do. But I could control my nutrition. And so I started learning about how to cook better, portion control. And so I started with that. That's what she helped me with. And then once the doctor cleared me for exercise, low impact workouts. And from my back injury, I will forever have nerve damage on my right leg. So sometimes it's number than other days. And so I, on top of being the body confidence coach, I always say I'm also the low impact coach, because low impact workouts are just as effective as those, like high intensity workouts. So meet yourself where you're at and push yourself every week. That's how you. And set small goals. Set a big giant goal. It's okay to dream big. But how are you going to get there? You need smaller action steps. So keep consistent for 7 days. Once you do that, celebrate yourself. Healthy. Go for a hike. Buy yourself something. It doesn't always have to be let's go out to dinner or something. Small goals will get you to that big goal eventually.
Well, I have a vision, and my vision with you is to do a 1-day health fitness at a park. We have Bruce Beach. It's free. We can do it at Bruce Beach, or we can do it right there where Redondo Pier is.
Oh yeah.
Literally where it's on the other side, like where all the restaurants are. On the other side, it's like a little park area where we can work out. I would like to do that soon.
Sure.
And create a flyer and have
you can do that.
And you can be able to share, you can do an introduction, tell us a little bit about like a short meal that can be good for us, for our health. Obviously I'm going to utilize you. And but I also feel like it's good because it also brings women together.
Yes.
For the same cause of obviously like a woman tribe, right? We all need a tribe, number one.
Yes.
Number two, we all need somebody that we want to work out with, and even if it's once a month, it's just good to just like
the
get
energy
together.
I agree.
Because like I said, I look at your videos and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to invite myself to her house because I need to see how you're cooking.
I'm open all the time.
I'm gonna have to go over there because I'm like, I see you cooking, I see you working out, and where you work out in your backyard, it's nice. And I was like, oh my God.
I want to go there too.
Yeah, I was like, I want to go there. And so, I'm really excited about the collaboration. And that's why, I have you here, because I think it's important for me to share your, like, that jewel that women need, including myself. And I'm old school. Like, I don't hide my feelings for nothing. I'm like, I need you. I need somebody like you in my life to get me where I need to be.
I'm glad you said that, because I think a lot of times women are afraid or embarrassed to ask for help.
Yeah, I'm
or
not.
even
I'm like, please let me lose 30 pounds so I can be healthier.
Even to I call this like a splurge on yourself.
Yes, self-care, girl. Self-care,
this is self-care.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, is there anything you want to say before we close on Purpose and Passion with Lux Media Studios?
Well, first of all, thank you. And Raina's amazing. If you're in Inglewood, you know who you're voting for. But I just want to tell women out there that you're amazing right now in this moment in time. You don't need anything else. definitely you can have goals to work towards, but do it with love, do it with grace and compassion for yourself. No more negative self-talk. Encourage yourself. Like, you are your biggest cheerleader. Don't depend on someone else to motivate you or to help you, or that you are your number one first cheerleader. So treat yourself kind.
Oh, I love it. How can our viewers find you on social media?
You can find me on, I'm mostly on Instagram. I am at __ AM motivation. So _ AM motivation on Instagram. And then I'm also on Facebook under Alicia Melchor.
Okay, I'm gonna have to find you on Facebook. I don't think we're Facebook friends.
I don't think we're Facebook friends yet either.
So today, I'm gonna be her Facebook friend. We're friends in person in real life, but I still want to see her beautiful videos on Facebook too. Like, I do Instagram because it's cool, you know, it's quick and fast, but I am such a Facebook fan because I'm old school. I like to see the story. I like to read what's in the caption, you know?
Yeah.
That's the type of person I am. Well, I'm so excited for you just to share your story, your testimony, and being transparent. And it's like I said, there's somebody out there that is watching this that can relate to your story.
I believe that so much. I've met so many amazing women just like that, like relating to someone. And I always tell people, I know it's hard to be vulnerable and to share, but if you can share, someone needs to hear you.
Yes. I sure do needed that today. Well, everyone, this is Raina Carrillo with Purpose and Passion, and we're signing out. Until then, see you next time. Peace.
Glutathione is a big word. It's the body's own master antioxidant. It's a scavenger for free radical, bacteria, and viruses. There are no products in the market with the ingredient NASET. NASET increases the production of glutathione that's in our body already to strengthen and enhance our immune system, elevate sense of well-being, support muscle strength and endurance, cognitive function, and liver support. It helps with increased energy and blood sugar regulation. Get your bottle of GSH Plus from www.salvationnutra.com.